Hey, that was a instrumental off the album Legendary that I released on Thanksgiving. I might be a little out of control on this podcast because I'm kind of angry about some things that's going on in my hometown. I'm kind of angry. It's a lot of violence. It's a lot of crazy stuff going on. But at the end of the day, every podcast I do, we're here to celebrate. You know what I mean? Legends, and we're here to celebrate people. And one person I want to celebrate today is Charlemagne the God. Like I read his book. I purchased the audio copy. You know, I listen to a lot of Audible, and I want to break down some of the things that I learned from his book. He talks a lot about it on the Breakfast Club. He talk a lot about anxiety, and you know, on this podcast, we read the definition before we even talk about anything because we want to get factual statements and we want to, you know what I'm saying, talk about our perspectives on what we think the word mean to us living in the world we live in because the definition can say one thing, but we could feel a certain thing in another way. So I went to Total Wine today. I got me my last glass of Camus. You know what I'm saying? On this podcast, we pull up, we celebrate life, and we just live life. So this Camus is a Napa Valley Cabernet. Go get you a bottle. Go get you a bottle. It's good. So cheers to everybody. Peace, love, plenty abundance. So I'm gonna start the podcast off with the definition of anxiety. Then I'm gonna tell you what I think it means to me. So the definition of anxiety, it says a feeling of worry, nervousness, or unease, typically about an imminent event or something with the uncertain outcome. He felt a surge of anxiety. Desire to do something, typically accompanied by unease, the housekeeper's eager anxiety to please. A nervous disorder characterized by a state of excessive uneasiness and apprehension, typically with compulsive behavior or panic attacks. So, growing up in the equal housing opportunity that we grow up in, uh, verbally known in the hood as the projects or the ghetto or the neighborhood or whatever, are we trained to be anxious? Do our parents train us to be anxious because they might not know how the bills getting paid this month? They might not know where that Christmas gift is coming from. When we listen to records, is it teaching us to be anxious? Because I'm gonna play some of the audio from the Audible of Charlemagne's book, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about it. He break down songs like "My Mind Playing Tricks on Me" by the Ghetto Boys. That's a song about anxiety. He talk about "Shook Ones." Ain't no such thing as halfway crooks. Scared to death, you scared to look, you shook. You know what I'm saying? By Mob D. He talk about that in the book also. He break it down anxiety in a cool way, and I appreciate it. And I suggest anybody to go get the book, go purchase the book, go listen to the book any way you can get it. Just go get it and see if this is something that you battling with. Because in our reality, we all battling with it in some form or fashion. But you just got to realize and be aware that that's what you're dealing with at the moment, and you got to handle it. You got to handle your business, and you got to fix it. You got to fix that anxiety. Why am I so anxious about this? You see what I'm saying? But without further ado, I'm gonna play a little bit of the audio from the book "Shook" by Charlemagne the God. And I really ain't even a fan of the Breakfast Club like that, but I had to check his book out because his book is pretty good. Book is real good in our reality. So let me play. This is the introduction to the book.
Introduction. My anxiety is playing tricks on me. If you're not familiar with the Ghetto Boys' undisputed classic, Mind Playing Tricks on Me, and shame on you if you're not, the song is all about anxiety and paranoia. Scarface, Bushwick Bill, and Willie D lay out the exact fears that I and others like me have experienced. It starts with Scarface's bars. At night I can't sleep. I toss and turn. Bruh, stress and anxiety definitely cause sleep problems. I'm a living testament to that. Then Face continues, I'm paranoid.
Them nights when you can't sleep, it might be anxiety hitting you. You know that I don't have enough money to deal with this. I'm not healthy where I want to be mentally. And the reason you can't sleep is because you're unsettled. And and at the moment that you feel that way, that is really not even your reality.
Paranoid, sleeping with my finger on the trigger. My mother's always stressing I ain't living right, but I ain't going out without a fight. That line could have been about my father. He definitely wasn't living right for many years and used to sleep with a buck knife under his pillow. He was convinced Satan was going to visit him in his sleep and didn't want to get taken out without a fight. Later, Scarface talks about a mysterious person trying to kill him, even visiting him in his sleep. I'm deep in the covers. When I awake, I don't see the motherfucker. Man, I've been there. For years, I had dreams of someone pulling up alongside me and shooting up my car. I can still see the guy's face. Cornrows, a thin mustache, and no facial hair, framed by a black hoodie. I know other people had similar experiences. My boy Jarrell used to tell me he would also see someone trying to kill him in his sleep and vowed to get him first. He would say he knew exactly what the guy looked like. Jarrell ended up being shot and killed in 2015. His murderer is still at large. So I often wonder if it was, in fact, the same person from his dreams.
That could be an aspiration also. You could bring the thing that's negative that you're thinking about all the time into existence.
Scarface said he might need to take a chill beat. When we were kids, we would always say that, man, you need to take a chill pill. We didn't realize those were real, but they were, and they were called meds. My grandma used to be on them, except her generation called them nerve pills. I'm sure they were Valium or some other drug that didn't really solve the problem. More likely just got her addicted. Thank God I've never tried to rely on those. I could also definitely relate when he rhymed, every 20 seconds got me peeping out my window, investigating the joint for traps, checking my telephone for taps. Damn, so many of us who sold crack in the late 1990s and early 2000s knew that talking street business on the phone was a no-no. We were always paranoid someone was listening in. It was no different with Willie D's verse. He thought he was getting followed because of his status. I take my boys everywhere I go because I'm paranoid. That is me right now. You're rarely going to see me without my friend Wax by my side to make sure someone isn't going to run up on me. I was never a trap star, but I am a radio star, and I've already been run up on twice. I'm not trying to make it 3 times. Willie D also says he's convinced that he's being followed by killers when he's driving. Well, me too. Just the other day, I was telling my therapist about a panic attack I had after leaving the Walgreens in the town where I live in New Jersey. As I tell this story, keep in mind I pay about $17,000 a year in property taxes.
He have no reason to be concerned about people. He paying 17 bands in property taxes. There's some people that's not making 17 bands a year. But in our reality, what I wanted to accomplish by playing that audio before we move further along in the podcast, what I wanted to accomplish is be aware if you're dealing with anxiety. Be aware if you're anxious, if you're feeling nervousness, if something that's not even a reality is coming up in your mind and you making it a reality. Be aware about that. And that's all I wanted to accomplish by that. And we're gonna move further along in the podcast. And it's something I want to talk about, like where I'm from in Knoxville, Tennessee. And the crime rate is high. To be honest with you, per capita, per population, per person, it's worse than Chicago. It's bad. It's only 175,000 people max, if that, in Knoxville. And in the last 3 weeks, just on the east side of Knoxville, Austin East has lost 3 lives of teenagers, 15 years old and younger, from gun violence. And I ain't gonna speak too deep on it, but I know, like, it's the heroin situation, man. It's the heroin situation. It's the money. It's the coronavirus. It's all that wrapped up in one. People in poverty. There's no middle class in Knoxville, Tennessee. You either rich or you poor, and it's time for the leaders to not talk. It's time for the leaders, the people that's in powerful positions, to listen. It's time for y'all to listen to what the people in those communities have to say. And on the Two Brothers podcast, we had a very passionate Vice Mayor, Gwen McKenzie, on the show 2 weekends ago. The Vice Mayor, Gwen McKenzie. I appreciate you so much. I just want you to know that ahead of time, because you real, you honest, and you know the reality that's going on in the city, and you fighting for better. And I never seen no one that's passionate about you, that's reaching back, that's communicating with the people, and trying to solve the situation. But in my hometown, man, that violence, I don't know what it's gonna take to stop it. I know words ain't gonna stop it. I know actions ain't even gonna stop it. The people that need to be heard is what's gonna stop it. And I'm gonna play a little bit of the video of what's going on at home. And man, this shit is breaking my heart. To be honest with you, it's breaking my heart. Hold on. I'm messing up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I get the audio right. Man, her tipsy off at Cabernet. So the city, like, man, I'm just tired of seeing it. I'm tired of seeing it. Austin needs students, not just people in the community. Students killed in 3 weeks. Third Austin needs student. Let's go with the audio.
New for this community. It's hard. It's hard.
Okay,
Tonight,
let's look
East
at
Knox.
it. Justin Taylor, 15 years old. Stanley Freeman Jr., 16 years old. Janaria Muhammad, 15 years old, a female. Killed. For what? These children.
Knoxville leaders are demanding change in the wake of yet another deadly shooting. Justin Taylor, Stanley Freeman Jr., and Janaria Muhammad, all 3 Austin East students, and all of them were shot and killed in separate incidents over the past 3 weeks. 10 News reporter Grace King joining us now with more reaction from the community. And what we heard a lot today, Grace, frustration.
Certainly, Robin. We heard from a number of city leaders earlier, including the ones that represent this district. They're upset, heartbroken, and frustrated by the continuing violence in this community. They said that this ends today because change is long overdue, and they're pledging to start more community conversations, form more partnerships, and hold KPD accountable. Take a listen to Vice Mayor Gwen McKenzie.
We have to stop killing in these streets. And there's some people who know who's doing it. Say some people's kids, we're tired. Today is the end of it. We are working together. These people standing behind us, we might be mad, we hurting, but we need everybody standing together. Everybody out here today standing together.
I gotta pause it. That's true, man. That's true that we need everybody standing together, but that's not a reality. At the end of the day, the people that's committing those crimes and that violence, they hiding from y'all. Because a lot of people may be talking, but the people that need to be listening isn't present. And what needs to be done, like even if you have to take one of those children into your home, into your household, that what need to be done. I salute Gwen McKenzie. She gave us a chance on the 2 brothers when she didn't have to. I salute her, but 3 kids getting killed in 3 weeks, it's a tragedy. And then what's crazy about Knoxville, Tennessee, it's new to gang violence. It's new to heroin. It's new to crystal meth and all of these things, because that's not a city that, you know what I mean, acquire things fast. It's not like New York City or whatever. Everything comes to Knoxville late. So the only thing that's gonna stop it is the feds and people crying and mamas crying and people dying and all of that, because they're gonna have to take these people up out the streets and clean the streets up. And me, to be honest with you, speaking on these things, I'm a former street pharmacist. I'm a former street pharmacist at the end of the day. I ain't trying to like be a rat or whatever, but at the end of the day, I want better for my people. And I'm not living that lifestyle now. I've been removed for that lifestyle for over a decade. But I just want to see better, man. I don't want to see people losing their lives behind this. And if people really want to make money from that illegal lifestyle, you can't be killing at the same time, because the only thing that's going to do, guess what the government officials going to do? I'm going to tell y'all what they're going to do. If you're a street dude and you listen to this, we can't control it. We need help from the feds. That's what's going to happen. But let's continue to listen.
County School Superintendent Bob Thomas said the recent violence has been unacceptable and that the schools will do anything they can do to support community interventions. In the meantime, they're offering counseling to all their students that just lost a handful of their classmates.
Hey, I appreciate everybody who support the Trevor Jackson podcast. that's tuning in to the podcast and support me. But we got to go on, move forward in the podcast, and we got to celebrate something. We got to celebrate something. We can't be dealing with all this tragedy, all this loss, and all this miserableness that's going on. Like, I want the people that's still alive, that's still happy, that's still grinding and shining and supporting their family members and trying to have a better lifestyle, that's seeking abundance and seeking health and seeking more, to have something to celebrate. And at the end of the day, this is what I want to celebrate for Black History Month. I told y'all on the last podcast yesterday that we're going to celebrate Black History Month, and we're going to celebrate an individual on every last one of these cabinet conversations that I do. So the individual that we celebrate in this time is an astronaut, and he's the first Black astronaut of all time, Dr. Guion Bluford. We about to celebrate Dr. Guion Bluford along with the Weather Channel and see what we celebrating him for. And I want y'all to tell me in the comment section, have y'all ever wanted to go to space? I'm interested in going to space, man. I would love to go to Mars. I would love to go see the moon. You know what I mean? They say the earth is flat and those things ain't real, but we can see them from a distance. But let's check it out.
6, 5, we have engine start, 2, 1, we have ignition and we have liftoff.
Space Shuttle mission number 8, August 30th, 1983.
Standing by for main engine throttle down to control.
Historic in several ways. While it was the third flight for Challenger, it was the first launch and landing at night, which the weather threatened to postpone. It was also the first flight for Dr. Guion Bluford, better known as Guy. What was it like being the first African American in space?
It was my job to do the best job possible to open up opportunities for other African Americans. I also knew that I wanted to set the standard, to make people realize that African Americans are very competent.
President Ronald Reagan wasted no time in touting Bluford's accomplishment.
Guy, congratulations. You, I think, are paving the way for many others.
There is no question that he helped break the color barrier in the astronaut office. Guy came in with a PhD, fighter pilot in the Air Force. He had all the credentials and didn't need to explain anything to anybody.
I grew up in a world where I could do anything I wanted to do, so it didn't seem unusual for me to want to be an aerospace engineer.
And then that first flight, the one that almost didn't happen as scheduled.
I can remember vividly their departure from the crew quarters that night to go to the pad. We were in the middle of a thunderstorm. We had just seen this big bolt of lightning strike the tower. Guy and Dick Truly, their commander, just kind of casually strolled out of the van through the rain, got aboard.
Not only am I the first African American to fly in space, but I'm the first African American to have flown a second time and a third time and a fourth time.
Bluford flew 4 missions, logging more than 688 hours in space before retiring from NASA in 1993.
I was impressed with the machine. You know, I'm on orbit in this machine going at 18,000 miles an hour, and I'm in awe of it.
I think Guy not only was a mentor and a role model to me as an African-American male, but I think over time, Guy became a role model to everyone who saw him.
I'm a firm believer in encouraging people to chase their dream, feel confident that you can get there, plan to succeed.
What do you want your legacy to be?
That I left behind a world that's enriched by what I've done.
Okay, so for Black History Month, we had to celebrate Dr. Guion Bluford because at the end of the day, Dr. Guion Bluford, he believed in the impossible. I believe in the impossible. I believe there's other worlds out there. I believe it's more to the universe than just Earth. And I want to celebrate Dr. Guion Bluford, Black History Month, being the first Black astronaut, the first Black man to be in space. And NASA, when y'all get back up and running and the United States start funding y'all, holla at me. I'll be ready to go too. So, okay, y'all see the cover of the podcast or whatever. I was talking about Lori Harvey and Bootsy and how Boosie was talking about he'll smash Lori Harvey because she bad. I'll smash her, but I wouldn't wife her because she done been through a whole lot of relationships, like allegedly. She's been through a whole lot of relationships, and the relationships she's been with Puff Daddy Son, Puff Daddy Future, The Weeknd, Drake. She done talked to all type of individuals. Now she with Michael B. Jordan and all type of people, and they wifing her, they tricking on her, they spending bank rolls on her, taking on $2 million vacations and everything. And who's to say she's not wifeable? At the end of the day, the Kardashians, they got on from sleeping with people, like filmed sleeping with people. We ain't seen Lori Harvey filmed sleeping with no one. And at the end of the day, Boosie had to come back and correct himself for saying what he had to say. And I haven't seen this yet, but I heard a lot about it. And I want to check it out with y'all. And we're gonna check it out and we're gonna see what's really good with this situation with little Boosie Badass. Cause I rock with Boosie Badass. For real.
How about I'm hating on? I wake up to all these Lord Harvey fans on my ass. How about I'm hating on Lord? What I want to hate on Lord for? I just said y'all got it fucked up saying that's goals. If you saying that's goals, that means you want your daughter to fuck 7 or 8, 9 niggas in a couple months.
Hold up, I got to pause.
In the industry.
How did he know that she fucking?
If that's goals, if that's cool with you for your daughter doing that, then I can't say shit. But what's wrong with y'all motherfuckers is y'all salute the woman who get passed around. But y'all dog the woman who stick by they nigga when they nigga fuck over. Y'all dog the real bitches who stick by they nigga. You heard me? But y'all salute the bitches who go from hand to hand. The world fucked up. But the woman who stick by her nigga, found her one celebrity and stick by that nigga, she stupid.
I understand both perspectives. Real shit. I understand both perspectives. And at the end of the day, nigga, don't you got a whole lot of kids? Like, it's a misconception that a woman is a whore when she sleep with a whole bunch of men. And a man is like the boss when he sleep with a whole bunch of women. And I understand that we have two totally different organs. Like, that's what people need to realize. The penis and the vagina is two totally different organs. The vagina is a more precious organ. It's a organ that can get injured more, have bad smells and all type of shit. It's a more precious organ than the penis. And at the end of the day, how is Boosie voicing his opinion on what she doing with her vagina? She can do whatever she want to. And in all reality, we don't know if it's facts that she even sleeping with these people. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is at the end of the day. And my perspective, I salute Lori Harvey for what she doing. Because she can't nobody hold her, can't nobody contain her. And niggas, they like control. They be working and getting money and their wife be at home. They don't want their wife working. They don't want their wife out in the streets getting more money than them. And men want control. But it ain't about controlling a woman. It's about letting the woman be free. And she can do what she want to, just like you can do what you want to. And I appreciate everybody tuning in to the Cabernet Conversation. These conversations, we about to start doing them daily. Peace, love, plenty of abundance. Go and get your money.